Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing Penelope's 11 and 12 month update. I am so late to this. I just have not had time to sit down and do a sit down video. I don't even know if today's a good day for it because I'm trying Penelope on one nap today and she can probably wake up at any time, but I'm rolling with it. I'm just gonna try to get through this video as quickly as I can. Also, I've never filmed in this kind of setup before. She's in her nursery, so I can't film in there, and we switched our dining room into her playroom, so this is the best that I could do for now. So I'm sorry if it's not looking too cute. I mean, it's just awkward with how the lighting is with the window and blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you don't care. Just wanted to throw that out there. So I had to write everything down because Penelope is currently 13 months. So I'm very late to this, like I said. But I did write everything down so that way I can kind of go over what she was doing at that time. Because I know you guys like to kind of know what to expect if your baby is closer or close in age to Penelope, or even compare. I know we say we don't compare, but we all do. It is what it is. It's like a natural thing to just compare. So I always start off with her weight, her height, her like her stats. So I actually hadn't gone to the doctor at that point for 11 for Penelope at 11 months because she had her doctor's appointment when she was 12 months. They do it like every 3, I believe, every 3 months. So I didn't know any updates, but I'm gonna assume around 11 months she was probably, I don't know, maybe like 16, 17 pounds still. She's a smaller baby. I always say this in all her updates, but if you're curious as to why she's kind of on the tinier side, I'll link my labor and delivery story up here. I don't know if it's actually even connected, but she was just born really small, so I feel like she has to play catch up in a little bit, or in a way. And so, I don't know, that's just my thought process behind it. But she was about 17 pounds. She's now 18 pounds at 12 months, or I had 12-month checkup, so at 13 months now, she's probably right around like 19 pounds. I don't know. She's definitely small. She was in size 3 diapers at that age, and she still is. So she wears 4 at night, and the same thing. She's been doing that now since, I don't even know, for a while. So not any change there. And I think that's pretty normal just because the diapers go by weight for the most part, and she doesn't really fluctuate too crazy in her weight. She just like gains very slowly. And so she's been in a size 3 diaper for a little bit and 4 at night. So at 11 months, and this is like 11 and 12 months, I'm kind of trying to go over everything and I hope it doesn't get confusing, but like 11, 12 months time, she was down 1 bottle. So she was getting 1 bottle at the sitters and that's it. And she would nurse with me during the day and then nurse with me 1 time before bed. And then I would nurse her at night, like, you know, whenever she needed to nurse. So that was awesome. Now, going into her, how old she is now, she gets whole milk. I do not nurse anymore. I finally stopped nursing, which is insane to me because I nursed for over a year. It was like 12.5 months when I finally said, okay, we're done. So she was still nursing with me, still getting a bottle of breast milk at the sitters, and now that's not the case. So she did well with that for a little bit, and we weaned, and I'll do a whole video on how to wean, but that's not today's video because that's like a whole other thing. But that was her bottle situation. And then she was getting 3 meals a day, and we actually added in a snack. So that's still the case to this day. She gets breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and she gets an afternoon snack, which is like an applesauce, a yogurt, you know, fruit, whatever. And then she'll get her bottle in between, just like she was before, except now it's whole milk. But I still do the morning whole milk, you know, afternoon after she wakes up from her nap, she gets a bottle, and then she gets a bottle at night before bed. The only thing that's changed now is that I don't nurse, obviously. So if she wakes up in the middle of the night, there's no feedings happening. Like, I don't bring a bottle of milk. I don't do any of that. And again, I'm just gonna like tell you guys little bits of like what's going on now, just because I feel like it makes sense, just because she's older now, so it's hard for me not to tell you what she's doing also now at 13 months. And so as far as her sizing goes, she was doing 9 to 12 months. Even at like 11 months, still some 9 to 12 month things would fit her. And she kind of just grew out of the pajamas, which I always say, she always grows out of the pajamas first. So those were more like 12 months kind of PJs that she's wearing, and now she's like totally out of 9 to 12, I would say, for the most part. I mean, maybe some onesies and some tank tops or whatever, but she was in 9 to 12 for a while, again, except for PJs. One thing I always forget to mention, and I'm sorry if I'm whispering a little bit, she's napping and my apartment is small, so again, I can't be too loud while she's napping. So fun thing that I always forget to mention is her teeth. Like, This girl got teeth all over the place now. I mean, they're not like super crazy, but she has 2 on the top, or at 11 months, she had 2 on the top and then 2 on the bottom. And then she started getting like a couple more. So now she has 1 on the, I believe upper right, if I'm not mistaken, and then 1 on the lower right. Like she's missing on one side. Like instead of them coming in even, like 2 and then 2, they came in 2, 2, and now like on this side of her mouth there's 2, but there's not on this side. But yeah, teeth, she has about, so what is that, 6? Yeah, 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. At 11 months she had 4, maybe 5. It was like another one popping through. I also think her hair is really starting to come in and get thick and long, and I never really mentioned that in her updates, but especially now, obviously if you're looking back when she's a little tiny baby, you can tell, but I can just tell like even when she was like 8 months, and now at like between 11 to 13 months, it just looks thicker and fuller and longer. And I'm so excited because I just can't wait to like style her little hair up. Oh, so cute. And then sleep. I always get into sleep with you guys because sleep is just like a huge thing. Everybody always wants to know what's going on with Penelope's sleep, especially because she's not an easy sleeper. She never has been. I had to sleep train her, which it wasn't sleep training. It was like putting her on a schedule really at 5 weeks old because she was up all night for the first month of her life and all day, and then she would sleep all day, and I was a zombie and exhausted, and I still don't get a lot of sleep to this day because Penelope still gets up. Between, again, this 11 to 12 month time, she was getting up maybe 2 to 3 times a night. 2 times was a good night. 3 times was a little bit of a rough night, and anything more than that was terrible. And then you guys had saw when she went through that regression, that was like one of the worst regressions. Like that and the 4-month regression, terrible. I got no sleep. Like I cried. It was awful. But after that, if she only woke up twice a night, I was like, I'll take it because it was so bad, that regression. And now she does a little bit better. Once I stopped nursing, I will just put this little tidbit in about the weaning and everything. Once I stopped nursing, she actually started sleeping through the night, which was really weird. Like once we were done with weaning, she was like, okay, I guess I'm not getting up for the boob anymore. And she slept through the night. And then like 3 days into her doing that, she started teething. And then she was back on getting up in the middle of the night. So I don't know if that threw it off or she just, I don't know, but she did like sleep through the night for a good 3 days after I stopped nursing. And again, it's not a long time. It's not like it was even a week, but I feel like that was almost kind of weird. Like now that it took away this comfort from you, now you're just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna sleep. But then she went back to waking up. So I don't know. Yeah, so at, the 11 to 12 month mark, she was waking up about 2 times a night, and now she wakes up the same, or sometimes she sleeps through the night. It's like up in the air. I really don't know. Sometimes she'll sleep through the night. Like a couple nights ago, she slept through the night, and then what was it, last night she was up once or twice, I don't even remember honestly, and then she was up for the day at 7. But as far as her schedule, she started to go to bed later around that 11, 12 month mark because she was just up longer. Her wake windows became wider. So right now she's up between like 4 hours at a time, 4.5 hours at a time. So she naturally will go to bed later because then her last nap is pushed out later. So actually now, again, getting into like a little bit of her 13-month update, which I'm not going to do updates anymore, so I might as well just throw it in here. She is, I'm trying to transition her to 1 nap. So I'll talk to you guys all about that in another video because, again, this is more about like 11 and 12 month and a little bit of like what she's doing now. So anyway, that's what she was doing with naps, and that's what she was doing at night. Her naps were still good. Her naps have always been pretty good, even through her leaps. She's never been someone that, or a baby that if I put her down for her nap, she won't nap. Of course it's happened, don't get me wrong. Like she'll take a 10-20 minute nap, or she did when she was like super little, but now she's pretty good, and she's been pretty good with her naps for a while. Even again, like I said, through the regression, she still would take like an hour nap in the morning, an hour nap in the afternoon. Sometimes it'd be 45 minutes in the morning and then like 2 hours in the afternoon, or vice versa. But for the most part, she always napped, and that's the case still now. Okay, so I'm gonna just go over like all her milestones now and things that she dislikes and likes. So at around 11 months, she started putting everything in her mouth. Everything. Like I'm sure it's happened a little bit before that, but like literally she'll take the dog, like the dog will be walking by, grab a chunk of their hair and throw it in her mouth, like everything. And so that has made my anxiety through the roof, just because anytime I leave her with like my sister-in-law, for example, or my husband or the babysitter, I'm just like, please watch her with everything in the mouth, because I just get nervous that, God forbid, she's gonna pick up something one day and choke. So I hate that she does that. I know it's totally normal. All babies do it, but I just feel like she's excessive with it. But I don't have any other baby to compare it to, so maybe not. I don't know. I just feel like she just loves putting everything in her mouth and just sitting there and chewing on it. And I have to like constantly pluck things out of her mouth. It drives me crazy. Whatever, she does that. Another cute milestone is she loves to dance. Like, she's still like a huge dancer. She started doing that a while ago, but she's like even more so into it now, and she'll like rock and move. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've seen all of these things that I'm talking about. I even did like a little like rant about pulling things out of her mouth because she has teeth now and it hurts because she bites me. So yeah, follow me on Instagram if you guys don't, because I share like a whole bunch of other things on there that I don't do on here. And another fun just milestone with her is just like the way that she can really like absorb information from, again, starting at 11 months. I keep repeating myself with that because I don't want you guys to think I'm talking about right this second. She did start these things that I'm talking about at 11 months or around there or earlier or whatever. So she just absorbs things so much better. Like, I'll tell her to turn off the light and she'll like do it. I'll go over flashcards with her and she knows like this is a dog, this is a cat. Like, she's just so, it's just crazy, like, because she's just becoming like this little person, which is exactly what she is now. She's a little toddler, so it was like building up to that. And I just feel like she understands a lot now. If I tell her to do something, she'll do it most of the time. She'll know what I'm talking about. So she's really smart with things like that. And that goes for the same thing with body parts. Like, if I say, where's your head? And now she'll go like this, and where's your nose? And like, she'll do those little things. And it was slow in the beginning of the 11 months until now. Now she kind of knows a lot more, but she was starting to recognize different body parts, and she still does to this day. Obviously, she's working on it. Every day I try to work on little things with her. Like, I have these flashcards here that say like nose, teeth, and things like that. I'm always trying to like point out things on my face. If she touches my face, I'm like, yes, nose. Like, I always try to do those little things so that she can really pick up on language. She loves to pick up things and hand them to us, to me and my husband. Like, even if like it's something that she wants to put in her mouth, she'll pick it up and be like, here you go. So I don't know what that's about, but that's like another milestone of hers. She loves doing that. She also mimics. So like, if we go like, uh-oh, she'll be like, uh-oh, and that's one of the words that she says now. That happened a little bit later, probably in 12 to 13 month time with the uh-oh, but she definitely mimics you. Or if you'll be like, I don't know, anything, it'll go la 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 la, she'll be like la, la, la. Like, she'll definitely copy what you're doing. So that's fun. So one of the big ones that I want to talk to you guys about is her walking. So I don't know when this video is going to go up, but if you follow me on Instagram, you know she's walking. So I'll backtrack so that we can kind of, again, 11 to 13 month time frame. So around 11 months, or I'll backtrack even farther because I want to go like through a timeline. So at 9 months, she started cruising. After her 9-month doctor's appointment, she started cruising, kind of like trying to walk from, or, you know, cruising, going from furniture to furniture, but not going very far, or taking steps without holding on to something. Then she did that for a while, and then I want to say maybe like 10 to 11 months, she started kind of trying to take a step or two, but she wasn't really taking like full steps by herself until she was like a year. And I just felt like it took so long, because I feel like with most babies, you'll see them cruise and then they'll start walking like a couple weeks later. With Penelope, she was cruising and trying to take steps and balancing for 3 months before she really took like full-on steps. And now at 13 months, she is out. Like, I don't know what happened. She got it, and then like after a week of like getting it, she's just been like boom, 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 like she's everywhere. But I love it. I love seeing her walk around. Honestly, the crawling stage wasn't that fun for me. I hated her all over the floor. You can't even dress them cute because they just ruin their like knees and everything. Like, this is fun. And then I get to buy her little cute shoes. So yeah, it took her a little bit, I think, but a lot of babies don't even start walking until they're, 15, 16, 17 months old. So it's not that she wasn't falling in the correct, like, time frame of when babies should walk. I just felt like she started to try, and it just took like forever, from 9 months to 13 months of full on walking. Like 9 months trying to start all the way to 13 months of actually walking. So 13 months old of actually walking. So that's her timeline on walking, but she is a walker now, and I'm so excited because it's so much fun. I thought she was going to walk at her first birthday, or by her first birthday. She didn't. She did prove me wrong there, but a month later, she did it. And then the last thing that I'll go into as far as like milestones or personality before I get into likes and dislikes is she is a mama's girl to the max. Obsessed with me. I love it. Even when I have to do something, like, I still like soak it all in, just because I feel like the day that she's like, nah, I don't want you anymore, I'm gonna be crushed. Like, I'm gonna just be like, no, want me, I want you to want me. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it's gonna crush me, just because I love how snuggly she is. Like, she'll, like, if I'm laying down here, she'll come and like hold on to me and like lay on me. Like, she is the snuggliest, cuddliest little baby, and she just loves her mama, I have to say. I'm not like trying to toot my own horn, but I really feel like she just loves her mama. You know, you want to feel that because you do so much for them. So especially now at this age, because who knows what's going to happen, like I said, in like a year or two, or who knows when. Especially when she's a teenager, she's probably going to hate me. But I just feel like I soak it up. Like, if she wants me to pick her up, I pick her up. If I'm doing something and I can stop what I'm doing and it's not that important, I stop what I'm doing to pick her up and hold her and hug her and kiss her and all that stuff, and just soak it all in. So I love that she's a mama's girl. Okay, but I always forget to do likes and dislikes, so I'll do them quickly. So a huge dislike for her, especially now in this toddler phase, but this is like before toddler phase. It's just worse now because she's, I don't know, she's a toddler and they're strong and it's a lot of work. It's changing the diaper. Oh my God. I don't care that she's in diapers. I don't mind wiping her butt. It's the changing process that takes so long, and it's so painful because they're just like crying and they don't want to sit still, and she hates it. She just hates me changing her diaper. I've changed her diaper standing up many of times, like her standing up, because she just does not want to lay down and let me do it. And sometimes it works, sometimes I make a mess, but she hates when I change her diaper. So yeah, she hates that. I would say loves, besides me, is Blue's Clues and Mickey Mouse. It's so cute to me. Like, I love doing Montessori stuff with her, and I love having her play with, like, you know, toys that are teaching her something and like educational, but I love letting her watch TV too. Like, I'm not opposed to it at all. Like, I don't care, honestly. Like, at first I was like, oh, I gotta monitor screen time. Like, not monitor, but like I have to make sure I'm not letting her watch too much TV. Of course, I don't let her watch TV all day, but I don't really overthink it anymore. It's not a big deal to me, and it's especially if it's something educational. Like Blue's Clues and Mickey Mouse, they talk about numbers and shapes and planets and, you know, all this stuff. She also likes Bubble Guppies, but not as much as Blue's Clues and Mickey Mouse. Those two are her absolute favorite. So she loves it. And I even have like a little iPad for her. Like, if we're in the car and she's cranky, I put it on. No shame in my game. It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, but she really likes that. So those are like her two favorite shows ever. She hasn't been into any movies or anything. I've tried to put on like The Lion King and things like that. Not interested. Finding Nemo, I thought that would be a hit because it's just so like animated and like, I don't know. I think it's like, that's like saturated, just so much going on, but she didn't care. Didn't care for it. I think that's gonna happen more like closer to 2, maybe 1.5, 2. When it comes to like her actually being able to sit down and watch a movie and enjoy it. But for now, she likes her 30-minute, you know, Mickey Mouse or Blue's Clues, and I'm cool with that, because if I really need to do something, I'll put her right onto the, like in her activity center and put on a show, and she's content, which is good. So those are her two favorite things, her mom and those TV shows. And like I said, her least favorite or dislike is definitely getting a diaper change. Other than that, she's a really chill, pretty cool baby, I have to say. Okay, so I think that's everything. I kind of tried to make it as quick as I could because 1, she's napping, and 2, I just feel like this video is like so overdue that I don't know if you guys are even going to be interested in it at this point, but I just had to do it because I've done every month since she was born, so there's no way I could just not do the 11 and 12 month update too. So this is it. I will not be doing any updates anymore. So if you guys want to know any more updates or like what Penelope's doing or anything like that, feel free to follow my vlogs. Any vlog that I put out, I pretty much give you guys updates because I don't do updates anymore, sit down updates like this. So I have to update you guys somehow on like things she's doing or things that are going on with us. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel before you leave. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Oh, really quick, if you have any questions about the weaning video, like if you have questions about how I did it or what I did and whatever, leave them down below because, I mean, I'll go over everything, but if you have a specific question, I'll be happy to answer it in that video. And I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.